On Salted, we do food from around the world, but today we're bringing it back home.
And this is our steak and mushroom pudding.
For this dish, we're going to make our very own suet pastry and then an awesome filling of steak, mushroom, root vegetables and a sauce from the stout. Okay, so to start with, we'll make our pastry with this awesome ingredient. Have you used this before?
No.
Try some of that.
What is it?
Really good.
It looks like fish bait.
No, it's not.
That's not edible.
I didn't actually eat it. But the thing is, it's beef suet, which basically means it's grated beef fat.
Oh,
So it's up there with lard.
Ow.
Far too trusting. Self-raising flour, and then plenty of salt and pepper. If you can grate loads and loads of that in. And then a little bit of cold water, just enough cold water until it combines. About 8 or 10 tablespoons. Give that a stir. But this is the pastry to go around our suet pudding. And if you've got clean hands, and as soon as it starts to come together, you're better off just getting your hands in there and giving it a bit of a smoosh.
So Ben, when you say pudding, do you mean pudding?
Pudding. It's a traditional term, like steak and kidney pudding. Only we're not putting in the kidneys, we're putting in mushrooms. It's like a pie, but it's a pudding. So bring that together until we've got something we can roll. And what about us getting messy?
Yeah.
I'll borrow you over this side.
Manhandle me.
I'm going to manhandle you over this side. So this is kind of a tough bit of beef that needs lots of cooking. And then if you can just take that and cut it about, get rid of this fat and sinew. We want pieces about that big. Okay? If you can do that with both of those, and what you should be able to do, you can just peel that fat off, and that sinew comes off nice and easy. How's that pastry looking?
I think this is good. Is it?
You're looking for something like Play-Doh that you can roll out later on.
Yep.
That's looking perfect, and we can leave that for a moment. In the meantime, I'm going to give you another knife, Barry, and we can prep all our root vegetables. Oops.
Oh, that's revolting.
I suppose that's only fair in return for the beef suet. Right, back to what we were doing, which is root vegetables. So if you can just cut all of these up into small pieces like so. That's the celery. Get rid of both ends. This carrot's going to cook for so long, I'm not even going to bother to peel it. So we're just similar kind of size pieces.
So is everything going to this pie raw?
Yes, everything goes in raw and it cooks for an awful long time, but it makes a fantastic sauce in the process.
Are these shallots?
Shallot, yep. Got a couple of really big field mushrooms, so I'm just going to peel those. And I'm going to cut these to a similar size as our steak and placed into there.
These are diced.
Diced, perfect.
Nice
So
and
pop that
diced.
in there. This is sort of beef shin, stewing beef, whatever you can get hold of, and a handful of our plain flour. And the advantage of that is it's going to thicken our sauce as we cook. So our onion, our carrot, our celery, give the whole thing a good dusting. And that's our filling. So now we can roll out our pastry. The rest of that flour, Mike, do you want to dust over this work surface, just as you would with any other pastry. Slap it down and roll it out.
Let's do it.
Now this one you want to go to about the thickness of a £1 coin.
What's that in American?
A bit less than your little finger, unless you've got chubby fingers, in which case probably half of your finger.
Is this one of those pastries you have to be careful with?
You have to be careful with all pastry, but this one is much easier to handle, okay? So you can roll it out, it's not about, you don't have to leave it to rest like you do a lot of other pastries. What we need, this is going to be our template, so we need to be able to cut around that. So that's what we're looking for. So we cut around this perfect circle, and then we can take that and cut out 1/4. And we need that quarter later on.
It's like a giant Pac-Man moment.
It's going to be like a giant Pac-Man, so don't lose that. This is just dried time. Now if you can just kind of pack that in. Now this then lines our pudding bowl. Now a pudding bowl is any bowl that can stand heat. And then if we lift it up, fold those two corners together and drop it into our bowl.
Ooh.
Like that, and that's why you need to take the extra quarter out, otherwise it'd just be too big. Push it into all of those edges and then some of our filling. So if you can fill that up, not too packed in, but into there right up to the top while Mike and I make the gravy. So if we can pour some of our stout in there, this is a nice dark rich stout, we're about 150ml. A splash of Liam Perrins, about a tablespoon. Dollop of tomato puree. Then if you can whisk that up with a tiny corner of a beef stock cube. Doesn't need much, got loads of beef in there already. And that's it, that's gonna form our gravy. It will thicken because we've got flour all the way around our beef. We can pour that into our pie, and now we can push that down. Roll out our last bit of pastry back into a circle. That can go on top. And then Baz, if you can just go around the edge here and just kind of crimp it together so it seals it all in. By crimp, I just mean sort of pinch and squeeze.
Yeah, isn't that a dance move?
Top layer with the bottom. And then the final step, to cover it in cling film and to cook it. Now to cook it, we need to steam it. So a pan of water, it's just got literally about an inch of water in the bottom.
Right.
And I've put a ramekin on the bottom. It's gonna sit in that ramekin, so it's not actually in the water.
It's a little bowl.
It's a little bowl, or a ramekin if you have one. And then we put a lid on top, and bring that up to a rapid boil so it steams and simmers for 4 hours. And after 4 hours, you have something that looks like that. Mega hot, but we should be able to just unpeel the cling film.
Yeah.
With a little bit of leakage. So then we upturn it onto a plate, give it a flip,
Cool.
and with a bit of luck,
Is this going to work?
should just ease out. It will be hot. Should be able to lift the whole
look
thing off.
at that.
And you get a fantastic pudding. The gravy is already on the inside. I've got some fantastically steamed cabbage on the side. And there we go, our version of steak and mushroom pudding sorted. Obviously at least 2 big portions here, so let's cut into it and see what we've got.
Honestly, it's baby ooze.
Get a shot of that. Look at that.
That is melt in your mouth. Spectacular.
What do you think of the pastry? We've gone from that slightly awful beef suet to something
It's really smooth. It's lovely.
really
Goes
good.
down
Like
nice.
dumpling almost, isn't it? Balanced out with some fresh green veg. That's all you need. How soft and umptious that beef is now.
Umptious.
This really does taste like England, like home.
Well, if you're looking for some more British grub, then check out our website, sortedfood.com.
And don't forget to subscribe up top if you aren't already.
Do it now, okay? You've heard it once, well I won't tell you again. Subscribe.
It was nice and friendly, dude, did that.